Hello, gorgeous goddess, and welcome. My name is Rochelle, and this is Healing Twin Flames with Empowerment Experiences, where we talk about twin flames, awakening, ascension, self-love, mindset, manifestation, and all such tools to look for and find our power all along that which is this twin flame self-love empowerment journey. And believe me when I say, a twin flame journey is most certainly a self-love empowerment journey, as the only way to come into union with our twin is through coming home to union within, returning to your true self. In today's video, I am delivering the Goddess Rising Empowerment message for Twin Flame Tuesday, to reveal for the collective where to be looking for and finding power in these current energies. And it's been pretty wild lately, hasn't it? While these messages are coming through for the Divine Feminines in the Twin Flame Collective, if you aren't sure whether this message is for you, I do not believe in coincidence. Rather, I believe all is divinely guided, and therefore, if this message has found you, then it is meant for you to hear, as there is most certainly to be something herein that you are needing to receive to support you in your self-love empowerment journey, as we all are on a self-love empowerment journey, even if not resonating with the twin flame concept. While those on a twin flame journey are coming to know that we are our twin flame, we know too that all messages to come through are for each our own selves to find our power in our journeys, no matter what our divine counterparts may or may not be doing in theirs. So thank you so much, Goddess, for joining me in this empowerment experience today as we further discover how we can be healing twin flames, thus healing our own selves more deeply, so to rise and thrive into our true power of living our best lives. If you would like me to intuit specific messages or questions for you and your individual situation in future empowerment messages, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the like button on this video, and comment your specific inquiries below. By liking and subscribing, it is true, very much so, that you are indeed creating a greater connection with me in these messages, regardless of when you receive them, as time is an illusion. Sharing your energy will allow for more clarifying details, along with much needed empowerment for your current circumstances. Even commenting your favorite emojis creates the energetic channel necessary for our energies to blend and for me to bring forth exactly what you need to hear in this moment. As I learned from the beginning of connecting with and honing my own intuition, sometimes only some of the messages will resonate, while other times it all does. Be sure to allow yourself to feel what truly resonates for you, as each journey is unique, no matter how much may be similar. Only you can know what your journey specifically looks like. That said, I do offer a handful of one-on-one 30 and 75-minute sessions each month for supporting you individually in finding your power exactly where you are in your own journey. And that's what we're on, Goddess. A journey. Even this morning, as I am recording Twin Flame Tuesday, the morning of, therefore not quite 100% sure it will be processed and published by 7:17 a.m. this morning, it's all divine timing. Just like the train right there. All divine timing. Everything happens when it's supposed to, when we're ready for it, when we're aligned with it. And that's the key. is that's what divine timing is. The past couple days have been challenging, right? A lot of ascension symptoms happening. I can even see this in my goddess tribe, experiencing the headaches, the nausea, of course, the shadow aspects showing themselves so much more strongly lately. And even I myself woke up yesterday, very weird space. That was the word to describe it, weird. I was definitely tired and drained, but just the only way that I know to describe it is I was definitely in that liminal space between what was and what is becoming, in that transitional space, that transformative space. And we're all in that a lot lately because we are transforming so much. That's why Super Sign Sunday was about really taking that time to yourself, to go within yourself, to be grounding and reconnecting and clarifying who you are and what you desire to be experiencing here. Because we are creating our realities, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like such. I promise you we are. Pay attention to your thoughts and the words that you speak, and you will see that the experience that you are having, you are creating. I know it's challenging. I know it's so challenging to be practicing the pivot right now and focusing on what does feel good when there's so much uncertainty, so much unknown, and it's so easy to get caught up in the narrative right now. Because that fear energy is so prevalent. And that fear infiltrates your twin flame connection as well. The fear that you'll never end up together, the fear that you will stay separated forever, the fear that he's not doing the work, that you're not doing it right, that things just won't work out how you want them to. I get it, goddess. I do. It's important to hold that space for yourself when you are in that space, to allow yourself to process through these emotions and states of being rather than repressing or suppressing them, pushing them down, trying to run from them. That is what does perpetuate that runner-chaser dynamic in your connection, because just as I've recently created a more expanded video, the runner or the chaser is the runner. That's this mirroring, because you're running from yourself. When you're chasing him, you're actually running from yourself. You're running from being in your own energy, in your own space, being perfectly content and in your own power to live your own life. Individual from your counterpart, because you're still an individual, goddess. You may be so divinely connected to your counterpart, but you are still uniquely you. Apparently I needed to share that this morning. So let's find out exactly what do we need to know about where we are in the Twin Flame Collective. For my connection, exactly, a lot of growth is happening right now, goddess, and they're not called growing pains for nothing. Safe. You are safe. It's exactly what I just heard. You're safe. It's safe for you to step into a new version of yourself. It is safe for you to imagine a reality that you have yet to experience. You are allowed to want what you want. You are allowed to have what you desire. One of my favorite mentors says, because you want it, you can have it. It's that simple. Because you want it, you can have it. Start saying that to yourself. Because I want it, I can have it. And technically, I already have it in another timeline because that's why I want it, because my higher self has already experienced this. So what do I need to do to empower myself to align with that timeline? In what ways do I need to facilitate my own growth so that I grow into this version of myself that is living that reality that I desire? Who is that version of yourself, Goddess? She's inside you. It never means that you are not good enough. It just simply means you're not ready for it. You haven't cleared away all the blocks within yourself, all the beliefs that you have that contradict what you desire. That's what it is to get ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready for what you want, is you are doing this work on yourself. You are empowering your growth. And that means that whatever your counterpart is doing, especially if it's not the kind of experience that you want to be experiencing with him, stop giving attention to him. Stop focusing on him. Stop focusing on what the connection looks like, because what's happening is that momentum that's already built up from the perspective you've been experiencing it, that is what is going to continue. Because those are the beliefs that you have. Those are like Abraham Hicks says, those are the pipes that you got laid. It's time to lay new pipes. It's time to create something different. It's time to grow new branches. So that way you can blossom new beliefs. That's exactly where we are. It's time to blossom new beliefs. I really like that. That is, thank you for that. That is so beautiful. And you are not expected to do it alone. In fact, to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, that's insanity. Now I'm all for crazy. I'm all for crazy. I am a crazy motherfucker. I mean, I did fly around the world to meet my divine counterpart in less than 3 months' time. But I didn't do it alone. I didn't. I asked the universe for support. I listened to those inspired thoughts and took inspired action. And as a result, again, manifested that trip from concept to completion in less than 90 days. Because I knew I couldn't do it alone. And that's the key, Goddess, is if you want different results, you have to be willing to do different things. You've got to be willing to step out of that box. You've got to be willing to grow into that version of yourself that allows yourself to receive support, that allows yourself to receive what it is you require so you align with what you desire. Oh, wow, we have the support card and the partnership card. Again, allow yourself to receive the support of others. And the thing is to definitely tune into your own inner knowing, because not everybody out there is for you. Okay? That is something that I have learned, not just in my coaching experience, but in my own twin flame journey. Remember, I was a self-love empowerment coach doing my own thing before I discovered I was also a twin flame. I didn't even believe in twin flames before I met mine. And then, because of everything else I do believe in, universe said, oh, by the way. I'm like, really? Well, that explains a lot. Because it sure did. It sure did. So I went searching for those who could support me, who could clarify things for me. And it was some muddied water, I tell you what. There's so much contradiction out in the twin flame community that it can be so challenging to know what to believe. But see, I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what not to believe. My My purpose, my twin flame mission is to show you how to tap into your inner knowing, to empower yourself to know which resonates with you and which doesn't. And I have a very, very, very short list of twin flame mentors that resonate with me. Very, very short. And it's good at times to keep it small, because then you're not getting so many things coming at you all the time, because you still need to be able to come back to you and check in with you and say, does this align with me? Does this resonate with me? Does this feel good for me? Does this light me up? And that's the other thing, is when you work with someone, you may not agree with everything that they say. However, the thing of importance to note is, are they experiencing the results in their life that you want? Is, for me, my audience, my clients are looking for how to feel empowered in their lives, how to feel empowered in their twin flame connection, how to not feel so overwhelmed and frustrated and in that struggle space. How do I feel good about my life no matter what my counterpart is doing? How can I be in my power no matter what? Twin flame or otherwise. That is who I speak with. That's who my message is for. All of my messages are for those that are just so tired of feeling so helpless, so hopeless, so flustered and frustrated on their twin flame and or self-love empowerment journeys, because a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey, that I assure you. I like to even say that a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids, because of the dynamic of the twin flame connection. Holy moly. Like, I really thought I had it figured out. Now, just as I said, it's about you tapping into your inner knowing, honing your intuition. Because, dear sweet goddess, no one else knows what your path has looked like, does look like, and is supposed to look like. You are the only one that experiences your experience through you. Aside from source, of course. That was a nice little rhyme. Aside from source, of course. But that's what's important here, is you listening to you and then anchoring into that. Not letting things outside of you undermine your own knowing of yourself, of your connection, of your journey. And that is definitely something that is a major healing facet in the twin flame journey, is doubt. Doubt permeates every layer of this journey, I assure you. But doubt is actually that which strengthens your faith, right? Because when you doubt something, it means that you're not believing in it. You're not, even more so, you're not knowing in it. You're not allowing your own inner truth, inner power, inner connectedness to empower you and say, this is my truth, and I don't care what anybody else has to think, say, or believe about it. This is my knowing, and only I can know my truth. And that's true. Which is why honing your intuition, empowering yourself through whatever mindset and manifestation and self-love empowerment practices you need to be doing in order to be creating the results that you desire, in order to be growing into that version of yourself that is living the life that you desire. As I've mentioned before, you are the leader in your twin flame connection. You are the one that is, as I like to say these days, aware awakened. Your counterpart may very well be awakened to the connection. Very much. He may have said some things going, oh, I get it, just like mine has. I don't understand our connection. I just know that we are. It doesn't make sense to me. But that's how this awakening begins, right? Is awakening to remembering. It's a process. But you are the one that's fully aware of this connection. Like, you are the one that's cognizant of the power that is between you and the power that you have to impact and influence this connection. And not just in your twin flame connection, but the collective as a whole. Right now, divine feminines are being asked to rise up and lead, to find that balance within ourselves, balancing the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within ourselves, so that in turn we are bringing balance to these energies in the collective. Because it's not just for our twin flame connection. I mean, yes, of course, you balance that masculine and feminine energies within yourself. That brings greater balance to your twin flame connection. That is exactly what creates that space for your divine masculine to step into his divine masculinity. When you stop being in your masculine energies, which is most predominantly going to be wounded masculine, just as where he is. That's the mirroring. You've got to stop trying to control everything, goddess. Feminine is flow. Divine feminine is in the flow. And that means that we let go of that need to control that which we cannot control. I always go back to the reference of giving birth, of having a pregnancy, going through that. You want to talk about surrendering to the process. Goddess, you have that innate ability to fucking surrender. Let yourself. And that means to focus on where your power is. When you're pregnant and such, you focus on, oh, how can I properly nurture my body? The temple that is housing this life within me. Right? That's where your power is, not in, oh my God, are the lungs growing? Are the hands, the 5 fingers, 5 toes, sort of thing. That's not your job. It's not where your power is. Your power is over here. And that's exactly what you're being asked, is to pivot to where your power is. What do you have control over? You. I know it can be easier said than done when, there's sweets in the house and things like that. I mean, I get it. And you want to live healthier. I get it. It's learning to really be more and more conscious about the choices that you're making. And recognize that you lead. Again, you lead in this twin flame connection as the aware, awakened twin. So as you shift, as you step into your power, so does he. We do not have power over our counterparts in any other way. We have to lead by example. It's no different than children. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, right. They will emulate you. Always. First and foremost. They may hear what you say, but they see what you do more clearly. So, Lightworker cards. I always love to check in with these and see in what ways we as starseeds can be shining our light currently. As I was already saying, the mirror. Mirroring. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Oh, that brought forth a yawn. Oh my goodness. So, who or what is triggering you? And in what ways can you empower yourself through that trigger? How can you shift that? How can you heal that? That's what this twin flame mirroring gift is all about, is putting the power in your hands so that you do grow. And as you discover that you need that support, to be willing to receive it. Admittedly, my twin flame love wants to start going after a dream of his again. And then I ask him a question and he's like, never mind, I don't want to try. And I'm like, why would you go straight there? Or he said, oh, so there's no chance or something. And I'm like, why would you go straight there? Because he doesn't believe he's allowed. He doesn't believe he's worthy. So for me, what in my life do I, and I'm here to tell you, sister, one of the biggest things that I don't feel I'm allowed to have is my divine counterpart. Why? Because he feels the same thing, and so we continue to perpetuate this belief between us. Because I admit there's more work for me to do on myself, on my beliefs, so that I am blossoming beliefs that align with the outcome I desire. And that's why I say to you, I know it's so challenging right now. It's so challenging right now to believe that any of us are going to get to live any lives that we want. It can feel very scary right now. Ooh, upside down, this puppy. Trust the niggle. There's your intuition card again. Trusting what is coming through inside of you. Are you really being urged to just hold on? To keep believing? To even greater still be working that believing into the depths of knowing that it is within you? That yes, you will be together. That yes, everything will work out in your favor. Goddess. I assure you, you focus on you. You pay attention to your growth, to your healing. And before you know it, everything that you have desired flows in. But when you continue to focus on what you desire and say things like, I will never have that, it won't work out, I don't know how it's going to happen, that is you putting resistance in your path. That is you blocking it from flowing into your experience. The same with your divine counterpart. If you are continuing to tell a story that he's not with you, that things aren't working out, then guess what? That's the way it's going to continue to be. I know it's easier said than done, but there reaches a point in this journey where you've got to stop purposefully focusing on your counterpart. I assure you, Goddess, you're not going to forget him. You can't. He's a part of you. But rather, if you can take that energy that you spend focusing on him and missing him and worrying about what he's doing and when he's coming back and all those things, if you can take that energy that you're hemorrhaging over there and you can rechannel it and funnel it into what excites you, into your passion, into your healing, and I promise you will feel better and better about your journey. You'll feel better and better about your connection, and as a result, that is what's going to bring him back to you, is all of that good feeling energy. Oh my goodness, what did I just say? Focus your attention, focus your energy. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. What you focus on is what expands. So again, if you're continuing to focus on your counterpart and him not being with you, then that is what it's going to continue to be. Rather, if you can turn your attention to what creates good feeling things inside of you, thoughts and emotions and sensations, then guess what? That's what's going to expand. That becomes your point of attraction. And in turn, that is what is going to attract your divine counterpart to you. That's why I said you will never be able to forget him, just as he will never forget you. It doesn't work like that. There may be some counterparts who really think they can lie to themselves, that they can forget about you. But I promise you, you live rent-free in their brains. I promise. But the key is to not be focusing on what you don't want, what you're tired of experiencing. Stop telling the story of how it has been and how it is, and start telling it how you'd like it to be. And if you cannot get in alignment with telling the story of how you'd like it to be, then, dear sweet goddess, you need to get off the subject completely. Go read books, go find a hobby, go find something, anything else that feels good, that is going to take your focus off of the story that already has that momentum built up, that is repelling your counterpart from you. You've got to shift. And that is when this support, this partnership, these things are going to come into play. Is saying, look, I don't know how to do this. I cannot see my own dark side of the moon. Therefore, I need to seek outside support of someone who can empower me into being able to see that which I just am not seeing. You cannot think yourself out of the same situation you thought yourself into. It's literally those experiences when, like, the little Chinese finger game, right? Where you put your fingers in that little woven doohickey, and then you go to pull your fingers out the same way, and all it does is tighten. You cannot pull your fingers out the same way you put your fingers in. You have to scrunch it and then pull your fingers out. You've got to do something different so you get a different result. And that often means that then you've got to have someone else's perspective. Again, someone who resonates with you. Oh, there we go. Someone that you trust. And it's important to be trusting yourself. To be trusting that you are making the right decisions. To be trusting that as you choose this right person for you, that you will trust what they share with you. Choosing someone that you can trust, someone that you feel comfortable with, to provide you with another perspective, some guidance, some suggestions on what you can be doing to be healing these wounds that are repelling your counterpart or repelling your manifestations, whatever it is. Because if it's repelling your counterpart, it's repelling your manifestations as well. Because obviously we can recognize that you wanting to be in union, if that is so your desire, you wanting to experience physical union with your twin is very much a manifestation that you desire. Yet if you have beliefs that contradict that desire, you will be repelling it. So it's time for new beginnings. You've got to allow for the new beginnings to happen. Stop holding on to the way it was, to the way it is even perceived to be now. It's time to close those timelines. It's time to shift and align with the reality that you desire to be experiencing. Maybe it won't happen tomorrow, but it will happen when you align with it, when you do that work on yourself, when you allow for these new beginnings to unfold. And they can't unfold if you continue to hold on to the way it was. You continue to tell the stories of the way it was. You are the key, goddess. You are that catalyst. It's so important that you allow what you desire by ceasing the stories of that which you do not. And I assure you, again, as you heal, as you release, oh my goodness, leadership card again. As you, and that's exactly what I was about to say, as you release these beliefs, these stories, these contradictions to what you desire, you are also leading the way in your connection for him to do the same. As you shift into your power, as you rise and thrive, so does your counterpart. It's all energy, goddess. And as I've said, you do not control him on the outside. You can't tell him what to believe. You can't tell him what to do. You can't. He has to have that inspired niggle from within his own self, or else it's superficial. It's not going to stick, which is why you have got to go within yourself so that it sticks in you too. Whatever changes need made, whatever growth needs to occur within you, so that these new beginnings can truly begin to unfold. You lead the way, Goddess. Your divine masculine is so ready to rise into his power, but he's waiting for you to rise into yours, his divine feminine. Because with the wounded masculine energy being so prevalent in this world that even we women have been in that wounded masculine energy, it's time for the rise of the divine feminine. It's time to bring that balance back to this world. And it has to begin within ourselves. The balancing of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies within us. That is exactly what creates the balance of the divine feminine and divine masculine within the connection. So within, so without. So as you continue along your twin flame self-love empowerment journey, your healing twin flames journey, recognize that again, as you heal, as you grow, so does he. It may not be so obvious on the surface, especially if you're not in very good communication or have no communication with your divine counterpart. I assure you, keep doing the work on you, Goddess, intentionally, purposefully, not with the intention or purpose of being with him, but to be in your power, to be in your truth, to be tuned in to you. Because again, it's about you focusing on you. It's about you trusting you. And allowing, again, for these new beginnings with your divine counterpart. How can any new beginnings flow in if you are blocking them? By holding on to the stories of the past. By holding on to old versions of your twin flame. Because you're holding on to old versions of yourself. It's time to rise and thrive, Goddess. I am here for you. In fact, I am very excited to announce I've just officially opened enrollment for membership in my Empowered with Rochelle Goddess Rising mentorship group coaching. And I am so excited about this. We meet on Zoom 3 times a month, 2 to 3 hours, wherein we dive into any and all of these challenges. There are specific video trainings, and again, we get to dive into exactly where you are in your journey as individually and as a group. There are only ever going to be 27 members in this group, so there are limited spots. Because I desire to be able to serve all of you as needed in the way that you require and desire. If you are looking for more personalized one-on-one support just between us, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do offer 30 and 75-minute one-on-one sessions, so many each month as well. And you can book one of those at iamempowered.as.me. You can learn more about EWR, that's the acronym for my mentorship group, Empowered with Rochelle. You can learn more about that at empowermentexperiences.com/EWR. And that said, dear Goddess, this is the empowerment message for Twin Flame Tuesday. The new beginnings are on the horizon. You've just got to trust that they're here. And trust yourself, trust the unfolding, trust the support that is so eager to guide you through this so that you are where you want to be. That said, dear Goddess, I am here to remind you, as always, that the power to create anything you desire, the power to grow, the power to trust yourself and pivot to focus on what you desire, all this power is in your hands because it has always been inside you. Namaste.